Just a random vlog today. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about, but just feel like maybe talking out loud might help me get myself together today. I'm doing okay. I did laundry yesterday and I'm doing it today, and I've cooked yesterday and today, and I have something to cook for dinner tonight. Um, so I'm not doing too bad. I've been doing dishes, I'm doing everything. Like, I haven't been totally, like, I've been being responsible, so I feel good about that. It's not like I'm totally falling apart or anything. Um, but it's just, um, I don't know, just trying to work some stuff out, I guess, like always. I like I have a lot of feelings about I don't know, about myself, I guess. About how I look, how to define myself, or how to see myself, how other people see me, um, what kind of place is appropriate for me, what kind of expectations are appropriate for me to have of myself. Um, that's all stuff that I've been getting better at throughout my life, but it's something that I'm always working on. I guess it's something hard for me to understand, even though it's important to me. From what I've read, that is typical to my type. Um, and it's part of what holds them back sometimes, like making them think like I just need to think longer and look inside to figure out who I am, and so then things will make more sense. But I think the real issue is not inside, even though things are always related, and obviously, like, technically every your brain's inside your head, whatever, but it's like it's like conceptually it's understanding things in broader context that is the confusion. Like, how do I fit within the world? It's not enough to define myself just subjectively for myself, but what makes me uncomfortable is when it comes to other people, or when it comes to a broader system, knowing like if it works or just how I fit in. So it's like, okay, like for example, not shaving. It's been a while, like, I don't know, at least a few months, maybe 5 months or so, um, if I'm counting right, since I stopped shaving my legs and armpits intentionally, and I do feel a lot happier day to day, like, because it's something that, when I kept it as a goal and as an expectation of myself to have those things shaved, like, I want things to be at their optimum level at all times. And so to not have those as something hanging over my head is a lot, just feels better to me. And I even like the hair a little bit, like it feels comfy and fuzzy sometimes, or when I'm outside and I can feel like the wind in my leg hair. It feels kind of nice. But then I still find myself feeling negative about it or uncomfortable when I think about what other people will think, or how other people will see me, or just generally how it doesn't seem attractive. And it's difficult to get over the feeling that it's not feminine, it doesn't fit in with um, I don't know, just stereotypes, I guess. So I feel much more prone to wearing like boyish clothing. Makes me feel more comfortable with it. Like it goes together, like it's meant to go together better as opposed to like, I don't know, wearing something really feminine, although it's not like, I don't know, maybe that's not very natural to me anyway. To so it's not necessarily a bad thing that I feel like it doesn't go together. I mean, if I feel like me as myself, exactly how I am, doesn't fit with certain stereotypes or certain like um fashions or things like that, then maybe it just doesn't fit me. Maybe it just doesn't go with me and isn't, why should I change myself to fit into a type? It's not necessary, it's not required, it's not for anything, and there's no objective reason for me to that I have to do that. I don't have to look a certain way for a job. Um, Everything that I do allows me to be how I am, and so yeah. Another thing is not wearing a bra. I, for one thing, I've never had a really good bra that fits me well or that is comfortable. And then sometimes I just don't feel like wearing one. And I feel like a lot of negative feelings about wearing one sometimes. Like, sometimes I feel like it and it just feels good or comfortable for how I want to look or something, but a lot of the time it just feels like social pressure and it just feels like a requirement that's being put on me that I'm doing it out of obligation or because I feel embarrassed and not because I want to and not because it's for me or makes me happier. Really, it only in the short term to alleviate some sort of discomfort over standing out or just feeling awkward. And I mean, I think it depends, but I think that that's not necessarily a good reason. It's not necessarily like I've seen a lot of people when talking about female body hair and shaving or not shaving, saying how like like it seems like most people that comment and talk about it want to say that um, oh, good for you. Everyone should be able to do whatever they want to do, but I just feel like more comfortable when I shave, and it's like, yeah, of course you do. Like, everyone does. Of course. I mean, okay, maybe not absolutely everyone, but it's like basically, yeah, that's society's, like, that's our collective view of what's normal. So, of course, you feel more comfortable that way. That's what you're used to. And that's how everyone sees things to be normal or attractive. So, like, that doesn't make it your own personal standard or your own personal, um, that's not necessarily actually listening to yourself about it. And I just think it's a little silly the way people are that way, like the way people talk about it. Because, like, I don't feel like people realize, um, or being honest about it. So, yeah. I just I just find it I guess like I don't respect people for being unwilling to face difficult feelings or difficult situations. I feel like I force myself so often to change and to grow and to look into the things that make me uncomfortable, not just hide away from them. And I really don't respect that behavior from people. I really don't. I it makes me I just find it gross that people do that. Mm. But I'm sure that I do it at times also, and that's not saying that just because I feel those ways that everyone has to listen to me, you know. I don't want to force everyone to have hair on their body if they don't want to. Like, it's realistic if, um, that at times the stress of other people's views of you, even if it's against how you really want to portray yourself, that might be too much at certain points, you know, even just in that situation. Or, like, some people really just like it for themselves. They just makes them feel good about themselves. I can understand that, I mean, how you portray yourself, what you do to your body, to your hair and everything, you know, it's self-expression, and has to do with your self-esteem and with your the way you see yourself. Um, and some people are simply more affected by visual things like that or by their physical appearance. And I think it's fair for me to acknowledge that because while I'm aware of it, it's mostly from other people and it's mostly from an external source, and it's not something that's not in my core true to how I feel, to be embarrassed about just however I am naturally, because I didn't choose what I look like or how my natural friggin' like hair grows or whatever, and neither did anybody. Like, so why should I be embarrassed about something that to me has nothing to do with me as far as like what person I am, whether I have hair or not, whether what color my hair is, you know, just and so I don't feel like it should reflect on me. I mean, I think that cleanliness makes sense, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to do this. Um, Step back on freaking makeup and um, just looking good for other people, for the ideas of other people, having to freaking shave everything. Um, when I'm not that good at it anyway, and I still wouldn't keep up, but it just was something for me to feel guilty about. Instead of doing all that, I'm just trying to be like healthy. And I think that that's the point. And I think that standards just for the sake of standards, like just for the sake of aesthetics, it's just that's not important to me. And I'm willing to accept that, like from what I know about personality type, that for some people it just plays a more important role in their life, and it's not necessarily their decision that it affects them that way or that they see it more important. And so I don't want to downplay another person's point of view or the other people's values, because I know that I don't get to choose my values in that way, like as far as what's fundamental to my personality structure. People don't get to choose that, so I don't think that it's fair to judge people about something that's not up to them. Um, yeah. So back to the body hair thing, like, technically it's up to you whether you shave it or not, but it's not up to you whether it naturally grows or not. So it's like, I just don't, maybe that doesn't make sense to people. I'm sure people that see it my way will understand what I'm saying, so shouldn't worry about trying to explain it perfectly, I guess. I've been playing Fallout a lot, like a lot more lately. I'm really getting into it, which is making me more excited about the new one that's going to be released. Um, my husband doesn't like it really very much, but I like it a lot. So it's interesting to see um, some of the differences, or I don't know. I like to analyze why I like it and he doesn't like it. What makes it different for us? It's interesting. I like I know that I like the nostalgia aspect of it. I like that it's um, the sort of old-timiness of everything. And then I like that it's set on Earth in real like cities and with I don't know, I just like that familiarity aspect. And um, so while they're I don't know, it feels more like science fiction to me or something rather than like Skyrim is a fantasy genre RPG. And even though I really like Skyrim a lot, and I definitely think that Bethesda improved a lot of the game mechanics and stuff when they made Skyrim, but that's like a time that's just like Fallout came out before Skyrim, then they got better at stuff. I mean, I do like Skyrim a lot, but I'm really into Fallout right now, and it just feels more personal to me, honestly. Fallout does, like, which is funny because that's like the thing that my husband doesn't like about it. He feels like it's not immersive and hard to connect to because he doesn't think the story is very well explained, and he thinks the story like kind of limits you as far as how you can see your character, um, which I can understand. That kind of like tells you who you are and what you're like in some ways. um, but I like the karma system, and I like how, to me, there's a broad range of choices you can make, and ways to play the game, and you can still, to me, there's a very role-playing element to the game. um, I mean, some role-playing games, it tells you your whole character, your name, and your skills and everything. I don't see what's different about it, I guess, from that. But suppose I tend to be okay with being subjective and adaptable that way. Something I'm not sensitive about, I guess. I like the variety. I like the nostalgia and the variety mixed together. And getting to a lot of fun parts in Fallout. I played for a really long time last night, and I keep thinking about it. I like having something like that I'm like a hobby or something that I'm really interested. It's been a little while between this and me having another one. Although I was playing Dragon Age before this, um, that I was into, so I guess I like having a hobby. So then even when I'm not doing it, when I have to do things like dishes and laundry and shopping and all the things that keep me from taking in new information while I'm doing them, I repetitive tasks. I like to have something kind of in the back of my mind to mull over and to be imaginative about. I like that. Kind of even sometimes I think I have a hard time sleeping when I had too boring of a day. I don't have, like, I don't know, I don't have anything that really inspired me or interested me to, like, dream about or imagine while I'm sleeping. But I slept really good last night. We kind of went to bed late too, so I was tired, but I slept good and felt happy because I was excited about the game and I was happy with it, and feel like I'm doing a lot of fun things and have a lot of fun choices to make. Stuff. I think I skipped my um, dreadlock update, but I just can't bring myself to be super strict about it, so whatever. In my other video, I said whatever the date was, and then my Facebook Je ne sais quoi page, I think I mentioned before that I have some pictures of it over time, and I think on there the pictures should say like what my original date was and when's my next month anniversary, luniversary, um, and stuff. So yeah, I did that. I did that. But I just can't care about being so structured about it because that's the point, is that it's for fun and I'm enjoying it. That's what I'm telling myself. Anyway, they're getting pretty good though. I'm really excited at how dready some of them are getting, and I feel like it's really made a difference since I started washing it with baking soda, like I talked about. And I'm trying to get it to go back more too, because I think um, like the hair in the front has a tendency to just like hang by my face when it's down, and I don't know if it's just trained that way or if it's maybe that's just kind of naturally how my hair tends to fall. Because like even when I had non-dreadlock hair, I would tend to get like a part in the back of my head. So maybe it's like the way my head is shaped or something, or like if my hair just tends to be thicker on the sides, or maybe it's probably appropriate layering will make the difference of that. I have had layers before that really that helped um, improve that. But yeah, so, well, guess it's about time to end this video. Thank you for watching, listening to my rambling. Goodbye.